Yeah. Well, hello, all you guys and girls out there in internet land. It's Jake Johnson, your host for Untethered Live Chill Stream on a Wednesday night. How is it going out there? Good to see you. Good to be here. Good to be home. How is everybody? It's fantastic, I hope. What we got going on here? My chat don't want to move. There we go. John Favalios says, not going to be late today. John, you get a gold star. You're the first in the chat. Amanda says, John, here's your gold star. Amanda, she says, hi, chat. Good to see y'all. Happy hump day. Hi, Jake. How are you tonight? I am fantastic. My mustache is tingling with excitement. It's going to be wonderful. John, you get the gold star for being first in chat. Congratulations. April Rain in the house. She says, hi. Hello, everyone. I'm back. That's amazing. I'm forward. We're simpatico, you and I. Amanda says, hi, April. And John says, LOL, thanks. I couldn't see your message until the screen changed. Those dastardly screens. It's always something, isn't it? Stefan, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. And Fab Daddy in the house. He says, I am centered. Oh-de-da. I know I saw Stefan. Where's he at? Where'd he go? I saw him, and now he's gone. April, did you delete Stefan's message? Was that an accident? Will you make sure you didn't ban him? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he just said, hey, guys. Stefan, all right. I apologize if your message got deleted. That was an accident. All right. Careful with those ban hammers now. They're powerful. Wield them only when necessary. Tonight is brought to you by this hot cup of coffee. Do you have a hot cup of coffee? Would you like to have some coffee with Jake and chill and talk about the world? We talk about the cure for time blindness and adult attention deficit disorder. So anyway, there's a cup down below. If you don't have one, you ought to get one. It's pretty nice. Also, hit the like button, everybody. Like, thumbs up. It's free. Looks like y'all did, so thank you very much. If you care to show some love, there's a super chat function in the chat box. And also a join button over here if you want to join the channel and see what's on the dark side of the Untethered Live. In the deep end, if you can handle it, if you can swim. And also, like and subscribe and share. Anything. Do all the things. You know the drill. I don't have to keep telling you. I apologize for my voice. It is wrecked. And I have laryngitis, so I'm doing the best I can do. If you can't hear me, I'm sorry. Fab Daddy says April showers bring May flowers. Yes, they do. And good to see you, Stefan. And April says, sorry, Stefan, much love. And Amanda says, sub, share, support, and join. And also the super chat function is available. Thank you. John says, okay, April. April says, Fab Daddy, much love, and Amanda. Speaking of which, we got a lot of cool things going on in the world tonight. But I was on the YouTubes watching videos, and I run across this video of a Gen Z girl talking about how she couldn't get a job because there was nothing in place to facilitate her disorder, time blindness. No, I didn't misspeak. That's what she said. Time blindness. Meaning she can't be there on time. You know, back in the ancient days, back when the pyramids were built, we had these devices that would help us with time blindness called clocks. You know, and these, they have alarms on them. You can set them. You can be on time if you have time blindness. I bet you she's never late when it's time to clock out. I bet you she's on time every time when it's time to leave. Or if it's somewhere she wants to go, I bet you she never misses a time. Just when it's to get to work on time, yeah. This generation is lost. It's lost. I don't see any hope. But it could be. I mean, maybe the younger generation might be based. You never know. Anyway, it's a real thing. And then I heard another guy who was a psychologist talking about how they literally can't help themselves. Like they are literally time nearsighted. Like you can't see if you're not up close. Well, that's not the case, because if I take my glasses off as if I'm trying to read something, I cannot see it. But that's not the case for her. If she were to set an alarm clock, she could be there on time. She could start early. It's funny how that works, though, because she'll never show up early and stay late. That won't happen. But she'll be late getting there and early leaving, probably. That's probably the time blindness. And it's all stemmed from adult attention deficit disorders, what the psychologist said. I have. So anyway, we got a friend of ours in the hospital tonight, and I would like to ask all of you to say a prayer. You know who you are, and we know who you are, so just ask that the people in the chat be taken care of, and I'd appreciate that very much if you would say a prayer. Because there's some scary stuff going on. Anyway. She sounds like a cuckoo clock. Yeah. Amanda says, I can't stand being late. John says, interesting subject. Since I was late the first few gatherings. That's all right, John. It takes a little time getting used to me. I understand that. Cuckoo, 𝕠𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝 Fab Daddy says, April. And Amanda says, LOL, John. John says, not normally me, though. I understand. I am never late. If I'm late, I'm dead. Come looking for me. I'm never late. I'm always 5 minutes early. And I have adult attention deficit disorder, which is why I'm never late, because I know I'm going to be late. So I set my alarm. I got 20 alarms on that phone that goes off all day long, every 30 minutes to let me know something, you know. Drives people crazy, but I'm on time. That's what matters, right? April says, that's good, Amanda. I hate being late, too. Anything. And April says, saying a prayer for you, love. Thank you. I need that. I appreciate it. Just ask the Father to let his will be done and take care of the ones that take care of us. April says, I'm not late to anything that's important. I agree. I'm always on time. Give or take a minute or so, but I'm never like half an hour late. I tell my boss man, and I have a arrangement worked out because he's aware of what kind of person I am and the things that I do. And I'll tell him I will be 100% reliable until I'm not. And on that day, I probably won't show up. I cut down my lemon tree, tired of getting stuck by thorns, says Fab Daddy. Well, now you ain't going to have no lemons. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do when you get a sore throat? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to let those things grow, lemon trees. But yeah, thorns suck. My thing is stuck. Buy lemon juice. I guess that will work, yeah. Is everything coming through clear with you guys? You see everything all right? Nothing choppy or skippy or anything like that? April says, you cut down the tree? I didn't even know they had thorns. Wow. I didn't either, but I suppose it could be a thing. Never seen a lemon tree up close. Yes, Jake, it's good, brother. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yep. Unfortunately, I'm from Florida, so I've seen lemon trees and orange trees, and I've done a little fruit picking when I was younger. That is not a job for the faint of heart. I can tell you that right now. You don't know work until you pick fruit. Fab Daddy says the thorns are 1.5 inches long. Wow. Palm trees have the worst thorns. Those aren't thorns. That's a hot day. Whew, says April. Yes, it is. Hot and a lot of hard work. And you're constantly plunging your hands into thick trees that have thorns that are long as your finger and, tarantulas. And yes, you will get infected if you get poked with an orange tree thorn. I don't know what's in them. I don't know if they're actually poisonous or if they just don't go well with your skin. Maybe they just got bacteria on them or something from being out in the forest. But you get poked with one of those long, thin thorns, and you're getting infected. Simple as that. Q says palm trees are more like saw blades, right? But it depends on what kind of palm tree you're talking about. There's little palm trees and there's tall palm trees like the ones you think of in Miami. And the little ones that don't have trees but still have fronds, that's called a palmetto. It don't have a tree. Just kind of grows up out of the ground. It's interesting, actually. April says, I know. Remember, we lived right by the grove, right? Well, I worked in that grove, so I understand. Q says, yep. Them citrus trees got crazy thorns. Yes, they do. Linda Davis in the house. What's up, Linda? Good to see you. She says, good evening, everybody. I'm melting. Oh, no, is it hot? Amanda says, hi, Linda. And John says, I used to be late and had lots of issues getting places on time. And then an older mentor said, John, how do you expect people to take you seriously if you can't commit to showing up on time? Right? Q says, I'm in Florida and have been cut and stabbed by them all. LOL. Yes, Q, I understand. And welcome, Q. I lived in Florida for quite a while. And I kind of grew up there. And used to traipse through the woods all the time, through all the stinging nettles. You guys know what that is? Boy, you're in for a treat if you don't. Step in one of those, you're in for a good time. It looks like an alien plant in the middle of a cow pasture. It's beautiful, but it's weird looking. It's got like little shiny hairs all over it. But don't touch that thing, because your whole leg will go numb. And it'll be that way for the afternoon. And burn? Good God, it burns. April says, welcome, Q. Florida here, me too. And Mandy says, another Florida person in the house. LOL. Yeah, a bunch of people here in Florida. Fab Daddy says, stinging nettles is good eats. I've never tried to eat one. I never thought about that. But Judging by the way it made my legs feel, I didn't want it nowhere near my tongue. April says, welcome. And April says, yes, it does. Amanda says, Jake, you seem to attract Floridians. Floridians. I like it. Linda says, stinging nettles are good for allergies. I didn't know that either. Brazil Marines, good evening, sir. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well in Brazil. Let me guess, you're from the Amazon rainforest jungle, Amazon River, Brazil. You're welcome. Amanda says, hey, Marines. And April's crying, laughing over there. April says, Brazil, welcome back. And Fab Daddy says, after being boiled, no stinging. Very healthy, like collard greens. I did not know that. Considering they grow around cow shit, though, I would imagine something's good for you in it. I don't know about you guys, but I miss the smell of cow shit. And I guess if you're not from Florida, you don't understand that, but I do. Brazil says, how are you? I'm now Amazon burning. Well, that's not good. Why is the Amazon burning? Who caught it on fire? And what can we do to stop it? Amanda says, fresh cow shit smells like new money. I don't know if I like the fresh cow shit, but I like the smell of cow shit. You know, just the general malaise of it. I guess because I grew up around rodeo riders and all the cows, and I lived right next to a cow pasture, and there's just something about that smell. Now I live in North Carolina, and we got pigs right down the road. We got a pig farm. That is not the same smell. It's horrible. I guess it's because they eat grass, and maybe it's Florida grass. I don't know, but it's something homey about that smell. Something to remember, and pigs do stink badly. Jat Hussein, you keep your politics on your own channel, buddy. We're here to have a conversation and get to know one another. There's no room for that. So I missed the sweaty cowboy smell, says Poker Man. No, I said cow shit, not cowboy. MM says pig is harem. Okay. I don't know what you're getting at there, but I trust you. John says corporations light on the fire. No, corporations light it on fire on purpose. Also, farmers who want the protected land to farm on. Brazil has lots of internal issues around. I can read. I'm not having a stroke. Around the forest. Yeah, I understand burning off a field and such, but I didn't know what kind of fire he was talking about. April says, hey, Poker Man and MM, welcome. And likewise, welcome. MM says, hello. We're talking about the cure for time blindness and adult attention deficit disorder. And so anyway, stinging nettles are really painful to step into. And I used to step into them quite often when I was a kid. We'd run through the cow pastures and brush up against one and be numb for the rest of the day. Them things are crazy. I don't know what makes them sting you. I don't know what's in them, but I can't imagine it's good. I used to go down the cow pasture and skirt around the edge of it so the guy that owned it didn't see me because he would shoot at us with rock salt. And I'd get down in the woods and climb up on a tree and wait for the cattle to walk through the trail under me, and I'd jump on the back and try to ride them. Never went very far, but it was fun. Dangerous, but fun. April says, hit that like button, everybody. Smash that thumbs up. There's 12 people in chat. There's only 7 likes. That math don't add up. Come on now. April says, OMG, it hurt so bad. Yes. Q says, fire actually promotes growth. Yes, because of why? You know why? Because of nitrogen. That's right. Nitrogen makes things grow. Amanda says, they do control burns in Florida all the time. They do here, too. I just didn't think of it as that. When he said Brazil was on fire, I kind of thought forest fire. That's a little different. Although, same results. Ask California. They know. Yeah, we got nothing but fields around my house, but we grow corn and tobacco and things like that. Phosphorus and nitrogen. That's right, Fab Daddy. That makes stuff grow. It's good for you. And also, if you have a compost, if you throw your food and perishable things into a pile and just turn it over once a month and let it sit and rot for a while, and then bed that all over the top of where you're going to grow your garden, and then turn it over under the soil, like with a tiller or something, or a shovel. Just turn it over topsoil. That will make everything in that garden grow 10 times better. Compost. That's what the Brazilians did. I mean, the Amazonians, sorry. People in the Amazon. There's very thick growth there, and it's all man-made dirt. April says, yep, that's why you never set poison ivy or oak on fire. Tortures. I didn't know that. I set it on fire all the time. Chip Douglas, welcome to the show. He says, hello from West Texas. What's up, Texas? Good to see you. How are things? Hit the like button, everybody. April says, wow. Yes, wow. Tati Kahamala says something in Chinese. April says, hi, Chip, welcome. Chip Douglas, what's going on in Texas, buddy? Where you at? Austin? Dallas? Houston? Amanda says, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and please use the Super Chat button in the Super Chat box. It's good for you. Marcelo Nello says, Salve Brazil. Chip Douglas says, San Angelo. Nice. Love from Japan. Konnichiwa. How are you? Good to see you. Love back to you. All the love in the world. You got weird porn, but I like you. John says, hiya, Brazil and Japan in the house in Texas. Q says, ha, 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 ha. Amanda says, welcome, newcomers. Yes, tonight we're going to talk about time blindness and how you can cure it. It's very simple. It's an ancient method. You get a clock and you set it. And that's how you keep a job. Or your boss man will have paycheck forgetfulness if you have time blindness. This is a ridiculous trend that I've seen going on. It's not the first time I've heard it. It's why I thought I'd talk about it tonight, because I've heard it a few times. I think Nick Frieda said something about it once, and Matt Walsh said something about it once, and I'm saying something about it because it's ridiculous. Time blindness. You mean you're lazy. That's what you mean, right? Adult attention deficit disorder. So anyway, Tatia Marcelo, welcome, says April. English is my 5th language. Sorry for spelling mistakes. That's fine, Tati. We'll figure it out. Thank you for communicating with us. And that's amazing that you speak 5 languages. You're very smart. I speak 3. Only 1 pretty good. Amanda says you can join on the main page of the channel, or you can join right down at the bottom of the image there. Or you can hit the subscribe button or the join button, or go to the main page. Either way, come join us. You won't regret it. Get to see the dark side of Jake. You get to learn things that you can't find anywhere else on YouTube. Eventually. I got to get some members up, but we'll get there. There's excuses and everything is a condition nowadays, right, Q? It's crazy. Like they make up things to describe what we had to work through as children, you know. When I was a kid, my mama said, if you don't get up, you don't eat. Simple. You're only going to go hungry for about 3 days for a little switch inside of you snaps and you go, oh, I need to figure out something to do, right? Marcelo says, April, do you speak Portuguese? And Amy Elizabeth, welcome back. Hello. Good to see you, Amy. Linda says, Walter has time blindness. The family calls it Tersh time, a.k.a. Walter. But he is far from lazy. Right, I understand that. But Walter understands the concept of a alarm clock. I have time blindness too, if that's what you want to call it. I mean, I'm a musician. I was born at night. I was also born in a barn, but we're going to move on from that. Anyway, I live on music time. I sleep all day and work all night. But I don't sleep all day because I got a job. But you know what I'm saying. No, I don't have Discord, Lex, but hello. What is the pro Patrini topic? I don't know what that is. Fab Daddy says, I'm drinking Ice Sun tea. Here's to caffeine. Cheers. Cheers. Here's to caffeine. Yeah, I have time blindness too, but I learned to deal with it because I'm an adult male and I have responsibilities, so I have to figure it out. He does too, I would imagine. April says, Untethered Live, here's your channel. Thank you. April says, Amy, welcome. And Tati says, 100% true, sir. Thank you, Tati. April says, cheers, Fab Daddy. Amy Elizabeth says, good to be back. I'm off work tonight. Fantastic. I'm not. I'm working my little tail off, but I'm glad you're having a good time. Marcelo says something in Portuguese. And Tati says, it's the silliness of youth to trust time. Yes. No excuse for time blindness, says Q, when you have a phone on you 24/7 that has an alarm, right? I agree. Time is an illusion, says Chip Douglas. You are correct. It is an illusion. And it is also relative to where you are in space and the distance away from the center of the earth, depending on where you are. Time is different. Curious Squirrel, welcome to the show. She says, Tati, Kahamala, welcome. It depends on the day. Sunday and Monday are Bible studies. Wednesdays and Fridays are usually chill streams. So talk about many things. And Saturdays is politics for now. Thank you, Curious Squirrel. I appreciate that. And Lex says, the pro Petrini topic. Lex is my first name. The pro is my nickname. And Petrini is my last name. And the topic is so you know I'm a music channel. All right, Lex. I am too, kind of. April says, Squirrel, good to see you. And Colin Hill, the middle, comes in the house. He says, hey, what's up, Colin? Good to see you, buddy. Toddy says he worked by day and toiled by night. He gave up the play and some delight. Dry books he read, new things to learn, and forged ahead success to earn. Very good haiku. Very nice. And Goru says, you gonna show us your feet, big boy? Not in your wildest, wettest dreams. Why would I show you my feet? little baby. Who you talking to? April says, Colin, good to see ya. April says, Guru, I don't think so, LOL. Linda Davis says, whenever we have a function to attend, we never give him the real time to be there. Smart move. Always plan ahead. Amy says, God lives outside of time and space. Correct. And matter. He lives outside of time, space, and matter. Colin says, can you pray for me, Jake? I might need to have surgery in 3 or less years where they have to correct my chest, even though it is 0.1% mortality rate. Yeah, that's very low, but anytime you go under the knife, there's a risk. And so, yes, Colin, I will pray for you. Amanda says, hi, Colin. Hey, asking for a friend, says Guru. Tell your friend that my feet cost money. You have to go to my OnlyFans page for that. Colin says, hi, Amanda. And Fab Daddy says, Colin. Colin says, but for my surgery, I'm going to one of the best Texas children's hospitals in the state. Well, if it's in Texas, I hope so. Thank you for subscribing, Benjamin. Agyan, however you say that. And April says, I'll pray for you too, Colin, love. Colin says, but they are the #1 best in Texas. That's excellent. And Lex says, I sold a 1940s crack MTO at 11 years old. I don't know what that is. That was also my cousin's. Oh, yeah. �្‌𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝 back in the day with me, Grandma. I think you're quoting a movie there. Was it Super Cop? Something like that? Amy says, OnlyFans, laughing, right? Maureen Flood. Hi, everybody. Hey, Maureen, welcome to the show. April says, LOL. And John says, prayers, Colin. May God bless you. Absolutely. Amy says, hi, Maureen. April says, welcome, Maureen. John says, God. May God bless you with a capital G. And Amanda says, I like his OnlyFans page. It's good, LOL. Nothing but knees and feet. $20. Curious Squirrel says, hi, April. Big hug. Good to see everybody. I was here Sunday and Monday. I remember. I was tired and lurking. Captain Danger says, you kind of look like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson wishes he looked like me. Literally. Like for real. April says, I was laughing at Amy's comment. Thumbs up. Neil deGrasse Tyson, really? That's where you're getting? Not Groucho Marx or something like that? Amy says, hi, Squirrel. Maureen says, hey, Amy. And Amy says, McLovin. Super bad. That's it. Super bad. I knew it was 3 letters. And Tati says, can anyone send me a PC game key, which you have completed? I have vacations. Now, we're a little old for PC games, Tati. I apologize, but none of us probably know what a PC game looks like. And April says, glad to see here today, Squirrel. Glad to see you here today, Squirrel. Much love to you. Colin says, be right back. All right, Colin. We'll be waiting on you. Curious Squirrel says, hey, Amanda. I like your band hammer. That was a gift from old Jake. Old Big Daddy Jake. John says, hi, Squirrel. And Amanda says, thanks, Squirrel. Me too. She's got the band hammer, and she knows how to use it. Speaking of which, I'm using orange today, wearing orange today. You're old outside, but I see a young man inside you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Me too. And I don't mean that in a dirty way. That would be weird. Stay this young forever. I'm going to try. I'm going to try my best. John says, I don't play games like that, Daddy. That's what I figured. Curious Squirrel says, hi, John. I hope you are having a good evening. John says, I play card games just for fun nowadays. I hear you. What is HH? I don't know. Something. Hoffer and Hoffer. I don't know. What's it say on the back of my shirt? Whatever that is. Colin says, I'm back. And Noah the Boa says, no smoking. Noah, this is my channel. This is my chat, my live stream. I own the camera and the microphone and the cigarette. I will smoke if I want to. You see the gray in my hair? I stopped answering to people a long time ago. Fab Daddy says, farm instead, right? Too quick to read, says Fab Daddy. It's getting there. Oh, it's too quick to read my shirt? I got you. Yeah, I couldn't turn around that much anyway. Tati says, 𝕉𝕠𝕠𝕢𝕠𝕢 at age of 87 said, I'm still learning. Yeah, you learn something new every day if you keep your mind busy. This is my words, buddy. Well, Noah, you keep that attitude up and you'll see just how much you own those words, because I will take them right away from you. Or you can join the conversation and, chill out. We don't play that game here. If you're a troll, you can mosey on down the road. April says it's the symbol on your shirt. Yes. It stands for some kind of mowing company or landscaping or something. I just don't know what it is. It's just an orange shirt, man. Q says smoke cigarettes. That's right. It may be your channel, but it's my words. And that's the second time. Orientation. Fine. You got it. All right, so now you know. Calm down. Let's have a good conversation. Get to know me. You might like me. I might like you. Tell me a little bit about yourself. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Amy Elizabeth says, if you stop paying attention to trolls, they starve. I know. I need some of them, though, because they draw attention, but I can only put up with so much. I'm trying to have a good place that everybody can be comfortable being at and feel relatively at home. That's what I'm shooting for. Do I like pudding? Kashiogi? Kashikoi? Magikarp. Sure, I like pudding. I like vanilla pudding. John says, amen, Amy. And Tati says, yes, sir. The sameness of every day is death. It's a death nail for the brain. Yes. Every day being the same thing is a death nail for the brain. That's correct. Yes, you can get lost in stagnation very quickly. That's why I try to do something different. I make a show about you. Nobody else is doing that. I'm the only one as far as I know. Jake, I had a head trauma 3 years ago, and the school did nothing, says Colin. And what do you mean by head trauma? You bumped your head, or you had a nail sticking out of your noggin? Curious Squirrel says, Colin 𝕉𝕠𝕠𝕝𝕠𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝, may all go well with you and have a speedy recovery. So what says, what did you do for Juneteenth? Nothing, because I don't celebrate made-up holidays that have retarded names. John says, Taddy, I try to do something good for another person every single day. It fills your heart with joy. I volunteer. That's beautiful, John. April says, what's Juneteenth? Well, apparently, unbeknownst to us white folks, there was something that happened in Texas or Arizona in the 1700s, and a lot of people died. And we never heard about it until a couple of years ago when the Democrats won. And then they started making it a national holiday, Juneteenth, which is retarded because that's not how dates work. It just isn't. I'm sorry. And, they make you say things like that. See, read 1984. I'm going to do a podcast about it. I'm going to do a Hyperbole about 1984, the very next one, actually. And one of the principles of destroying a nation is changing the meanings of words and then making you believe the meanings of words that they make up. And that happens in this country currently. Pay attention. That's one of them. And I told the principal, you cause it, gave me Tourette's. I told the principal because it gave me Tourette's. I don't think that's how Tourette's works, Colin. I don't think you can get it from a head trauma. But it's possible, I suppose. Fab Daddy says, April, really? Really? Made up nonsense, that's what it is. You want to celebrate the death of somebody? Fine. Don't force me to say a nonsense word because of it. Kashi Koi says, amen. Tati says, I like your personality, and I will always remember the time we spend together here. Tati, you're welcome here anytime. You can join, or you can hit the subscribe button, and you can come be part of this family all you want. We welcome you. Amy says, I'm on a pause day off for Juneteenth. It's to celebrate the day when the last slaves were freed. I think, and I may be wrong about this, but I don't think that's it, Amy. I think it's because there was a massacre in Texas or Arizona. Some black folks had businesses, and the white folks didn't want them there. So there was a big fight, and a lot of people got killed, and nobody ever knew about it. It was not in the history books. Nobody ever taught it to me growing up, and I study civics. It's a thing I never heard about until a couple years ago. I might be wrong about that because I don't really know, because I hadn't really paid that close of attention, but I don't think it had anything to do with slaves being freed. I might be wrong about it. So anybody welcome to correct me if they want to, because I'm sure I don't know. It's not the day or the subject matter that I oppose. It's that word. That's not how dates work. There's only 12 months in the year. You can't have a 10th. April says, oh, okay, I didn't know it was a holiday. I didn't either until recently. But it's a paid day off, right, Amy? Darn typos. I got you. I'm with you. April says, that's sad. It is sad. Kashikoi says, I like this guy. Beast. Yes. That's what I'm aiming for, Kashikoi. I want people to like me. I want you to be part of the family. Come hit the subscribe button and press that like button, everybody. There's 20 people in chat. There's only 12 likes. What, I ain't working hard enough? Q says it's to the emancipation of the slaves, and it may be, Q, and I might have that wrong. That's not the way I heard it, but I'm sure I don't know what I'm talking about. April says, I agree. Maureen says, read Fahrenheit 451 and then look at the current society, right? Toddy says, sir, we don't believe in God here. We believe in humanity only. Well, you certainly need to be here then, because I've got some things to show you. Tati, I'm sorry you don't believe in God, but if you'll indulge me, I'll do my best to enlighten you. Which I know I don't look like much, but I'm a rather enlightening fellow at sometimes. And John says, man, I don't know what happened. Computer times. The computer times you out and shuts YouTube down for a few minutes. I guess it just happened to mine. That's terrible. Juneteenth should end with an F, so what? Juneteenth. I agree. Juneteenth. Fab Daddy says, I think you were thinking of the Tulsa Massacre. I think I was thinking of that in 1921, where they burned down half the city. That's what I'm thinking about, right? So isn't that what Juneteenth is about? Isn't that the reason for that date? Now, like I said, I don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm completely reaching here, but it seems like in my mind those two things are joined up. Chip says there are 13 months in each year, begin 28 days. No, there are 12 months in a year. Half of them spell my name. And guess how many months have 28 days? Go ahead, guess. I dare you. How many months have 28 days, ladies and gentlemen? Maureen says it's supposed to celebrate the last place Texas emancipation was announced. Well, maybe those two things are conflated in my head. That may be what it is. John says, hit that like button and subscribe. Support this channel. The man's working hard for you. And by the way, there is a super chat function in the chat box. If you have something you would absolutely want me to hear or read or say, that's the way to do it. Fab Daddy says, which is part of Juneteenth remembrance. Okay, so it is part of it. Okay. Toddy says, after reading many history and sociology, geography, science, and tech books, I can say that in ancient times, people created religions that they did so that human fear or to limit their power. You are correct, Tati, and I don't teach religion. I do teach Bible, but I don't teach religion. I know you don't know there's a difference, but there is. Chip Douglas says, we don't take anything personal here. We are on this journey together, like it or not. Agreed. All of them, says Amy. You got it. Every single one of them have 28 days. And Tati says, there's actually 365.5 days every year. Yeah. If you're not using the Gregorian calendar, which is what we currently use, there's actually a lot of differences. 12 months, says Amanda. And Linda says 12. You all got it right. All of them have 28 days. That's right, Amy. I was hoping somebody would say February. John says, Tati, it will come to you, but hopefully not too late. When life hits you and you need God, God will be there. Amen to that, John. Tati says that's 0.5 makes it 28 days in February. Yes, it does. Maureen says 1775 Bible shows Sunday as the first day. 13 months total and March as the first month. Most of that's correct. I don't know if there's 13 months. They may have used to been. But when Julius Caesar got a hold to it, they were whittled down to 12. But you are correct as Sunday being the first day. That is correct. And also, March is the first month. That's the month of Nisan, which is the first month. That was decreed by God, but only for the Jewish people. Everybody else can do whatever they want, but the Jewish people had to observe March as the first month of the year. The people that were involved with the temple. Chip says, you went through the public education and believe everything they wanted you to think? No, Chip, I did not. Amy says, leap year. That's right. That's where the 0.5 comes in, leap year. Because after a while, those extra half days add up. And every 4 years, they do a leap year to make up for it, which is really weird. And also, there's other things that are going on, like daylight savings time and different ways that we adjust the calendar. We've done it like 3 times over history. We've kept the 7-day week. Like, we've made sure that didn't break. And it's incumbent upon the people that were doing it because their very soul depends on knowing when the Sabbath is. So they've always known when that Sabbath falls since the beginning of recorded time. They've always kept up with it. So we've kept that. But they've adjusted the calendar like 3 times where they would take dates out. They would jump from like the 16th to the 25th, something like that, to make it fit. But they kept that 7-day week. So that's always kind of weird. So we don't really know where we are. If you look at the Jewish calendar, we're like in the year 55 something. I don't know. But it's not the year 2000 something. Chip says, LOL. Curious Squirrel says a 13-month calendar would use the moon cycles of 28 days, but the calendar was changed. Correct. It began by observing the moon. The Jewish people observed the moon. So there may have been 13 months. I don't know. I never counted them. There might be. Where do they keep the daylight they save with daylight savings time? Probably in somebody's pocket, because I think it's just an excuse to make you go to work earlier. It's still, the sun comes up when it comes up, right? But if you have to go to work an hour early while it's still dark, somebody's pulling one over on you, I think. Tati says education is not important. Right, education is important. I've never let school get in the way of my education. Never. I'm an autodidact, if you know what that means. If you don't, look it up. Get an education. Tati says, nope. Get lasered, says, hey, Flanders, howdy do, neighbor? For real, you look like Ned Flanders. For real, you look like a bunch of capitalized letters. So, Oh, but in a good way. Okay. Well, if I got his money, I'll take it. He does have a nice house. Ned Flanders. That's funny, says Amy. I'll take it. April says, haha. Q says, I forgot what Native American said it, but cutting off the bottom of a blanket and sewing it to the top doesn't make a longer blanket. That is true. OMG. You did that impression good, says Get Laser. Thank you. Thank you very much. Amy says, the lady that does the voice of Marge Simpson died. I didn't know that. I'm sorry for that. I didn't know. Tati says, vocabulary is not smartness. Neither is remembering things that other people say. If you can't explain it to a teenager, it's not worth it. Correct. Absolutely. Curious Squirrel says, autodidact, self-educated. Thank you, Curious Squirrel. You're absolutely correct. Daylight savings is stupid, says Q. I agree. I don't want to get up before the sun comes up. April's crying, laughing. Monkey Juice. Thoughts on Louisiana classrooms required to display the 10 Commandments. I think that's a fantastic idea, Monkey Juice. After all, the laws of this country are based on Moses' laws, whether you know that or not. And the entire civilization by which the Western Hemisphere lives their lives is based on the biblical precepts. Whether you believe that or not, you live in a Christian nation. So I would have no problem with the Ten Commandments in schools. At least they're learning something constructive rather than gender fluidity or something like that. Or drag queen story hour. At least they're learning not to do bad things. I can dig that. I wouldn't mind my children learning something positive. I have children, do you? So I've got a dog in this fight, is what I'm getting at. Watching from the UK, says Get Lasered. Well, hello, UK. Thank you for being here. I hope things are going well over in your country. John says, just makes more work, Q. True. Maureen says, Amy, I read it was the actress who did the Spanish language version of The Simpsons. I don't know. I have not heard that story. Whoever it was that died, I'm sorry they died. Amanda says, hi, Muggy. Church and state. Sure. Can you tell me which amendment to the Constitution talks about church and state? Can you tell me which of our rights in the Bill of Rights talks about the church and state or the separation thereof? What about anything? First Amendment does not mention church and state. You need to read the Constitution, my friend. You get that phrase from the Federalist Papers, which were a group of letters written from one compatriot to another, questioning the idea that they should separate church from state. But ultimately, they saw the wisdom in not doing so. Church and state were never separated. It was a question, not a statement, and it had nothing to do with the Constitution. You're incorrect. Obada Alfrey. Nope, Al-Refi says, hello again. Hello, Obada, good to see you. And Amy says, I think you're right, Maureen. Monkey Juice says, hello, Amanda. Maureen says, Monkey, it's freedom of religion, not freedom from religion. Thank you, Maureen. I couldn't have said that better. It's freedom of religion. That means you can believe whatever you want to believe, but we as a Christian nation believe in God. It was added to the Pledge of Allegiance for that very reason. It's added to our money for that very reason. The Ten Commandments is in the courthouses for a reason. They were taken out, but they should be there because the law is based on them. Chip says, graduated high school in 2005, and they were pushing the gay on us then. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's only gotten worse. You need to listen to a guy named Yuri Bezmenov. He goes into this great detail about why they do that. It takes 15 to 20 years to destroy a nation from within, and they have set into place all of that, and all of that is happening as we speak. And you should probably look into that. He said that in 1984, by the way, ironically enough. Had nothing to do with the book 1984, even though that book says the very same kind of stuff that Yuri Bezmenov is talking about. I'm working on a program right now called the Hyperbole, which will illuminate that as soon as I finish the research. Yassi says, listen to the Holy Quran with English translations. Familiar prophets are mentioned and many, many secrets. Well, Yassi, unfortunately, the Quran is a bad, bad book. And it backs a bad, bad man. And because it says what it says, that the Bible is the correct and inspired Word of God, and the Word of God says that the Quran is wrong. So, because the Bible is the one you should read, not the Quran. April says, hello, newcomers. Good to see you. Welcome. Monkey Juice says, oh, boy. Yeah. Public schools are state operated. Yes, they are. And they're also propaganda machines. And they're also indoctrination camps. And they're not good for your children. Homeschool. Trust me. Brandon Helmer says, is that a Marlboro Red? No, sir. I make my own cigarettes. It is a Jake Johnson brand cigarette. But thank you for noticing. And welcome, Brandon. Monkey says, there are many religions in public schools, except for Christianity. Yeah, I know. You can wear 666 Satan Loves Me shirt all day long. Nobody will say a word to you about it. But if you wear a shirt with a cross on it, they'll make you take it off. That tell you anything? Breadloaf, what's up, my brother? Greetings, sir. A little late. Do you think something major will happen this November election? Absolutely, I think something major will happen. That'll happen in October. Amanda says, hi, Brad. Maureen says, the Quran also says, when in doubt, read the Bible as correct over the Quran. That's what I was getting at. And Fab Daddy says, North Korea and Russia have signed a joint defense agreement. That's not good. We need Donald Trump quickly. Believe that. Because he's the only one those two knuckleheads will listen to. Amy says, it's peanut butter and jelly time. Be right back. I hear you. I had a big old Italian sub for dinner. It's delicious. Chip says, bad, bad, bad. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That would be The Art of War by Sun Tzu, and you are correct. Know thy enemy and keep them close. Brendan Helmer says, ugh, I lost my touch, LOL. Smoke the blues. Thanks, man. I'm so excited to be here. I'm glad you're here, Brandon. Escarbin. I like your name. How's your mega church pastor doing on his yacht with a private jet runway? I don't have a mega church pastor. I'm not a mega church pastor. What are you talking about, Escarbin? Or Nebraska, if you read it backwards. Are you from Nebraska? Maureen says, Amy, that sounds good. I think I'll make one too. Oh, we got a bunch of peanut butter and jelly people in the house. I hear you. That sounds good. It'd go great with a cup of coffee. You can get a mug right down below if you want one. Curious Squirrel says, it's scary how on spot Yuri Bezmenov was with what's happening now. Apparently, nobody took the warning seriously. I did. I heard it when it happened, and I've been thinking about it ever since. And I'm going to do a show about it, and I'm going to point out some things, and I'm going to reference it to the book 1984 and a few other things, which is a fictional book, but it tells a very real tale. Also, the movie Soylent Green has a lot going on in that. They knew things back then. They just didn't talk about it a lot. April says, hi, everybody. Good to see ya. And Linda says, depends on where you are in this country. Luckily, where we are, Christianity is still in our schools. Thank God for that. Nebraska says, yeah. I'm all right, Nebraska. I'm just going to call you Nebraska because that's what it says. Only there should be a K there. It's actually Nebraska, but whatever. I can't read even backwards. What are you talking about? Sir, when you were young, did you have a long beard? No, I can't grow a beard. I can grow a filthy mustache, though, but I can't grow a beard. See, I'm Native American. I know you can't tell by the white skin, but I am. And we don't have a lot of hair, so it just don't grow. I wish it did. I'd have a Moses beard if I could grow one. April says, Kevin's bringing me something to eat. The dog won't stop barking, so I'm here waiting on him for my dinner. Well, that's beautiful. Amanda says, like, subscribe, share, support, and join. And also, there's a super chat function in the chat box. Show some love. Thank you. Maureen says, Soylent Green is a very good movie and very eye-opening. It's on YouTube. Yes, you can watch that on YouTube for free, I think. Bill, what's up, buddy? Hi, y'all. Good to see you, Bill. And Amanda says, only that sexy mustache. Yeah. Hi, Bill, says Amanda. And John says, the scorn stash. Yeah. Y'all seem to like the mustache. I'm thinking about getting it a Facebook page, seeing what happens. Maybe it'll have its own YouTube channel. It covers your upper lip. Yes, it does. Covers the bottom one, too, if I push on it. But it looks good. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Makes my dimples pop out. Makes my eyes dance. OnlyFans page. Make it make money, right? William, do you use that mustache to sweep the peaches? Yes, it's a cookie saver. Cookie duster, flavor saver, peach polisher. Yes. Oh, April Rain hits me with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much. With a cute little kitty that says, bravo. Thank you, April Rain. I appreciate you. All the above, says Amanda. Linda Davis says, we still have Christian. I don't know what that word is. But baccalaureate service for graduating seniors. It's voluntary to attend. Is that like a Catholic thing? Baccalaureate. Is that like a... I know this word. Hold on. That's like alma mater, but a different thing, right? It's a college grad honor thing. Yeah, like Lambda and Kappa and Alpha and all that stuff. What's the words I'm looking for? I can't think of it. If you graduate with a 4.0, you graduate cum laude. Cum laude. That's it. That's the word I was looking for. Valedictorian, yes. Cum laude or alpha cum laude or something like that. Lambda cum laude. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah. Not Catholic. I got it. I understood. Took me a minute. I had to think about it. It's not a word you see every day. Amanda says, woohoo, thanks, April. And April says, Bill, good to see you. Taddy says, I don't understand slangs. We don't have many English speakers here. I'll try very hard not to speak slang. Maureen says, no, it's a college graduate honor thing. I got it. John says, thank you, April. I'll catch you when I can, Jake. That's fine, John. That's fine. It's only there if you wanna help support. You don't have to. It's a free show. That's a you loving me thing that has nothing to do with your right to be here. You can be here all you want to be. Maureen says, valedictorian. April says, John, much love. Jake, you're welcome. Thank you, dear. Nope, not Catholic. Q says, I had to pay $40K for insurance today to start my business. Really? That's a lot of damn money. What's your best life advice, says Breadloaf? Look both ways before you cross the street. And also, live within your means, marry young, have lots of babies, figure it out. How about that? Fab Daddy says, Bachelor of Arts or Science or Business. Is that a question? I don't have a bachelor's. I have a PhD. I'm a pretty hip dude. Chip Douglas says, it's all paganism to me, so no thank you. What are you talking about? College? Because that's what we're talking about. What are you talking about? Amy Elizabeth says magna cum laude. Magna cum laude, that's what it is, with high honors. That's if you make a 4.0, but if you make a 3.0, it's just cum laude, right? I had to think about it. It's been a while since I was in college. Toddy says, sir, where are you from? I am from Georgia. That's the East Coast of America. I grew up in Florida, which is also the East Coast of America, and I'm currently in North Carolina, which is the East Coast of America. So the East Coast of America, that's where I'm from. April says, Q, wow. Colin says, hey, Jake, I'm out here at my barn. At my burn barrels. I'm out here at my burn barrels. Okay. Cool. Bill says, I was valedictorian of the School of Hard Knocks, right? Did you give a good speech? Roofing and solar, says Q. That's a good business, but $40,000 for insurance? That's a lot for a roofer. Maureen says, if you have babies, please be their parent, not their friend. They have enough of those. Amen, Maureen. Read the Bible, trust God, love your babies. Solar's where it's at. Q says, John, yeah, if you want to have a failing society that can't keep up with the power grid because it's a scam, but if you can make money doing it, power to you. Fab Daddy says, honor roll. I was on the honor roll. Walter Davis says, good evening, all. Hey, Walter, good to see you, buddy. John says, hi, Walter. And Maureen says, I grew up in North Carolina. What part? I'm in Greene County, North Carolina. April says, hi, Walter, good to see you. Much love. And Tati says, my brother was in Mississippi, USA for his medical studies on government scholarship. That's awesome. I hope he became a doctor. Amanda says, hi, Walter. Bill says, you know it. Yeah. Q says, I got a general contractor license in Florida. And they make you pay $40,000 for insurance? Wow. Well, you got to get bonded or something? Chip says, taxed out arse, coming and going. True. Maverick Gaming says, I'm back. What's up, Maverick? Amanda says, hi, gaming. And April says, John, thanks for being attentive in chat and much love. I'm from Asheboro and then Shelby. Okay, that's about 4 hours from where I'm at. 4 or 5 hours. Now I'm at South Carolina. Cool. So you're still in the neighborhood. Q says, yep. John says, I try, Amy. I'm listening, but I'm doing other stuff sometimes. Understood. That's all right, too. Got to keep busy, right? Amy says, it must be hiding my comments. Well, I saw that one. I didn't see one prior to that. I hope it's not hiding your comments. I hope they're not doing that to us. Tati says, I want to come to the USA. I like true democracy. Not familiar with cultures, though. Well, there's one problem, Tati. The USA is not a democracy. I know they say that a lot on TV, but we are not a democracy. One of the first things you'll learn when you come to America is the Pledge of Allegiance. And I will recite that to you so that you can get a head start if you want to come be a part of America. Because we need good, smart people like you. Come legally, but come. Here's the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for everybody. There you go. Walter says, hi, Jake, Fab, John, Maureen, Roofing, Bill, Colleen, Brett, Chip, Q, April, Tatty, Ben, Monkey, Brandon, and Linda. And Walter, what's up? Fab Daddy says, have a good night. Be kind. It's dinner time. So later, everyone. Fab Daddy, enjoy your dinner. Thanks for being here, buddy. Democracy is socialism, says Chip. Well, it's certainly not the way we run this country. We are a democratically elected representative republic. So we elect, as a democracy, we elect 2 senators to each state. And those 2 senators elect people who represent us. Right? That's how it works. But in D.C., our leadership, the executive branch of our leadership, is a republic with a Congress and a Senate and a judiciary and a media. All of those things run the country. Anybody that says democracy is on the ballot or our democracy is a traitor. That is not what this country is. Not what it was founded to be, not what it should be. Yeah, Maureen says, the U.S. is a representative republic, says Tati. Correct. And John says, it did that on a few of mine too, Amy. Either that or Jake missed them. No big deal. It's possible that I missed them because the chat's moving pretty quickly. I'm trying not to miss any, but if I did, I apologize. April says, Fab Daddy, love you. Walter says, constitutional representative republic. Yes. Amanda says, night, Fab. John says, good night, Fab. Amy Elizabeth says, I said you can give students the best teachers, the best books, the best of everything. But if you don't teach common sense, you get a bunch of educated idiots. There is a vast difference between being smart and being educated in a book. Big difference. Just because you remember some things that somebody said does not make you smart. You have to be able to think critically. You have to think outside the box. You have to be able to analyze. You have to be able to be logical. You have to be able to be philosophical. If you can't be those things, you're not thinking critically. You're remembering and reciting what you memorized. That's not intelligence. Walter says, good night, Fab Daddy. And hi, Amy. And that's true. Bunch of educated idiots. Breadloaf says, speaking truth, America. Amen. John says, Tatty, it's tougher than it's been for quite a while to be an American. Yeah, it hasn't always been as hyperbolic as it is right now. Or as diverse or divided. Or as the Democrats like to say, divisive, because they can't do anything right. It's divisive. Unless you know where I can buy a Divis at. John says, I read that one. Well said, Jake. Bravo, says April. Thank you. Maureen says, so true, Amy. And Breadloaf says, what do you think will happen before the election? I think any number of things could happen. I think it's very likely they're going to try to put Trump on house arrest because it would be a nightmare to put him in jail, although they have thought about it. Ask James Comey. He's got a plan and everything. But I think it'll probably be house arrest. I think he'll probably win the election. I think it'll be contested. I think there'll be some fuckery like there was last time. I don't know. Anything could happen. It's up in the air. They may even trot old Hillary Clinton back out and try to get her to replace Joe Biden. I don't know. Could be anything. It's up in the air at this moment. But it's an interesting thought experiment anyway. I don't want to stay in America. I just for traveling. I hear you. Bill says, I thought Dr. Jill is running the country. That's entirely possible too. Although doctor is pushing it. Smash that like button, y'all, says Amanda. I'll tell you what, you hit me with the $5 first, and then I'll sing it. Why, dear? Taddy says, but I still love America no matter what people say. Well, what people are saying what? This people? Because what I'm saying is correct. But thank you. We love you too. Everyone says, ha, 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 ha. Amy says, I don't think it'll be Michelle because that goes against Obama's religion. I don't think it'll be Michelle either for an entirely different set of reasons. One big one, specifically. William says, I wouldn't put it past them to take a shot at Trump. Well, that's not outside the realm of possibility, too, and you're not the only person that's thought that. It is possible. Let's just say, let's hope that he's got a good lease on dragon scales. Red Skelton's Pledge of Allegiance. Now, that's funny. Bill Bennett says, is she a guy? I think it's very likely. The shoulders, the hands, and the head says yes. And the bulge. But I don't know. Peter Quill says, I bet those are some sexy lips under that mustache. Wouldn't you like to know? You got to go see my OnlyFans page for that. And by the way, you're the wrong gender. Bill says, I used to think I was the smartest guy in the room. Then I met Jake. Oh, sorry. Then I quit drinking. I found out I wasn't. Yeah, that's a problem. A lot of people think they're the smartest people in the room and are not. John says, it's going to be fine. I got to have faith. People are flocking to Trump. True. Which is all the more reason they want to stop him. Because they are losing control. April says, laughing, crying, Bill. William says, that's no way to talk about Big Mike. Dana, welcome to the show. Hey, Dana, how are you? Hope things are doing well over there in the Czech Republic. How are you tonight? Wang Wong says, Michelle has them huge back. I never seen a woman have that. I know, right? And big hands, and a man's shoulders versus his head is different than a woman's, right? The head to shoulders ratio is different. She's got male shoulders. Whether she's male or not, I don't know. But she's definitely built like a linebacker, that's for sure. John says, get out and do your part for the election if you can. Never been more important. Vote, 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 vote. That's right. Vote your intellect. Vote your conscience. Vote your heart. Vote your feelings. But vote. Chip says, I hope y'all aren't falling for the charade in this puppet show, dark to light. What are you talking about there, Chip? I hope y'all aren't falling for the charade in this puppet show, dark to light. Which puppet show are you referring to? April says, hi, Dana, lovely. Smiley face, Rose, and good to see you. Amanda says, hi, Dana. And Wang Wong says, they think of changing Kamala with Hillary. Yeah, I heard about that. Or I heard Dan Bongino say something about that. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think personally that that's a good idea because people have spoken on both sides of the aisle about how they feel about the Clintons in general. I personally don't think that's a good idea, but I wouldn't put it past them to give that a try. Tati says, after many years, different events, when they call it the great American identity, is what I love most. We definitely have a way of looking at ourselves. That's true. Dana says, hi, April Rain and Amanda. Maureen says, vote and vote early. That's right. Get out to vote. Go vote. If you don't vote, you have no right bitching about what happens. Even if you think your vote don't count, You can't be responsible for what other people do. You're given the option to vote. You should do that because it might count. It might not. I don't know. But you should do it anyway. It is your civic duty whether it counts or not. Bella Slay says, hi. Hey, Bella. I got a little niece named Bella. Prettiest little thing. Hi. April says, Bella, good to see you. Welcome. Wing Wong says, I gotta go. And God bless you, brother. God bless you too, Wing Wong. Thank you for being here. Movies and music. What you doing? What you doing? I'm doing a podcast. I'm reading chat. What are you doing? I like the name, movies and music. Both of those are good. Tatty says, we have legal age of 18 for everything. Nice. Now, I know I just read that. Where did it go? John Toolong says, this is what America needed. Thank you. Maureen says, if you don't vote, then you do not bitch when you get the results. Right, Maureen. What does that say? Little Titan? Little Titan? I can't really read what it is. Is that L3 Titan? Hi. Hi, Titan. Q says, what are your thoughts on recreational marijuana? I think you do you, boo. I don't care about it. Marijuana, hemp is an amazing plant. It does all kinds of things. And if you want to enjoy marijuana, that's your business. I don't care. That's not my thing. I don't do it because it makes me stupid. Doesn't make everybody stupid, though. It makes me stupid. What are the subjects you usually talking about? Well, it depends, movies and music. Tonight we're talking about all things political. We're talking about time blindness and adult ADHD. And Tati says, Maureen, you said it right. William, remember what Joan Rivers said about Big Mike. Tati says, sir, want to say nothing really matters in a free way. True. Titan says, do you think the DOI is our God-given rights? I don't know what you're referring to, DOI. Can you be more specific? Maybe spell it out. Amy, I agree, says April. What is a DOI? Is that driving outside the influence? Can you feel the fall of Western politics? Yes, I can, movie and music. Never mind, says the little Titan. Okay. Somebody's getting banhammered a lot. Toddy says, to the people, for the people. Of the people, by the people, for the people. Correct. Q says, it's not mine either. But I'm all for more money generated in local communities. If and big if the taxes are used for betterment of the state. I agree, Q. And I think that if they legalized marijuana and put a tax on it, they could use that money to keep their infrastructure up in every state. A small tax, not a big one. Not like taxing cigarettes. Don't do that. I don't mind paying taxes. What I mind is being robbed. The Department of Interior, that's what a DOI is. I don't think that's what he was talking about, but. Thanks, Maureen. We're being stupid and others are working harder. Who's being stupid, movies and music? Toddy says, I like France too. French Revolution. It's funny you should mention that. The French Revolution happened because they were a democracy. And that's what happens when you have a democracy. It ends in revolution. Or utter destruction, one or the other. Bill Bennett says that money will go to their big houses and sports cars. I agree, but it shouldn't. Q says, I don't until those taxes are sent overseas. Yeah, I don't think they should send taxes overseas either. I think taxes are American. They take them from Americans. They should spend them on Americans. That's how I feel about it. And when I run for president, you can vote for me based on that. April says, yes, go, Amanda. Amanda's getting it. Amy Elizabeth says, Jet was a troll. Thanks for removing him. You're welcome. Dana says, right and wrong is more important to me than right and left. I agree, Dana, 100%. Maverick Gaming says, why are so many people getting banned? Probably because they're trolling instead of having a legitimately grown conversation like you should be doing in this chat. We don't put up with nonsense here. You're welcome, Amy, says Amanda. Little Titan says, Maureen got the joke. Was that what you meant? The Department of Interior? And Maureen says, so true, Dana. And Robert Wunderlich, welcome back, Robert. Number one tip for someone that drinks every night that wants to stop, but for some reason or other is finding it rather difficult. Yes. All right. If you would like to stop drinking, but finding it difficult, here's what you do. First, pray. Read your Bible. Read the 10 Commandments. Read any part of the Bible. It's fine. Put your trust in God is what I'm saying. Number 2, you have to have a conversation with yourself. You have to recognize that drinking is a problem. You have to recognize that you have to stop. And then number 3, take only the clothes on your back, no money, and get in your car and drive to somebody else's house, far away from yours, as far as the gas in your car will take you, and stay there until you dry out, period. Or take a trip out into the woods, go camping, do something like that, and stay there until you dry out. It's going to take a while, and it's going to suck. And it ain't going to be fun, but you can do it. You are man enough, you can handle it. Kendra Wood says, hey, y'all, better late than never. That's right, Kendra. I had to take care of some personal issues. I'm better now. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear it. How's Michael? Bill Bennett says, is it true we spend $1 trillion every 100 days? If so, that's insane. I don't know if it's true or not, but it doesn't sound wrong. Toddy says, is it true that 10% of the people in the USA have 90% of the money? No, that's not true. 1% of the people in the USA have 90% of the money. Everybody else is scrounging for what they can get. 1%. Amanda says, hi, Kendra. And John says, it's the trolling hour of YouTube. Yep. Dana says, Tati. Nope, it's not true. Curious Squirrel says, Tati, probably more like 1%. Have about 97% of the wealth. Right. Amanda says, they are, John, and I got a short fuse tonight. Oh, Lord. She's got the band hammer and she'll use it. Be careful. Rachel Floyd, hi. How are you? Hope you're doing well tonight. Chip Douglas says, being so damn serious, if a little off-putting. You ain't got to watch. That's all I am, buddy. I'm mean as a rattlesnake, serious as a heart attack. You ask anybody that knows me, I mean what I say and I say what I mean, and that's all there is to it. And if that ain't enough for you, I don't know what is. But I hope it is. That's why I'm doing this. Amanda says, hi, Rachel. And Kendra says, I have a problem with alcohol, and I realize that. I'm trying. Stop trying and start doing. Get in your car and go somewhere where there's no alcohol and stay there until you've dried out and you can think clearly, which will be about 3 months longer than you think it will be. Dana hit me with a $40 super chat with a heart right there. Thank you very much, Dana. And a like. I'll give it to you. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. And I love you. What a beautiful day this is turning out to be. Thank you. John says, Amy, you're doing right, no doubt. Doofus Dumb says, advocating drunk driving. Don't advocate for drunk driving. If you've been drinking, and I don't mean if you've had a drink, but if you've been drinking, you ain't got no business behind the wheel of a car. You get somebody killed that way and know you're not in control. Amy says, there is life after recovery. There is. Yes, there is. But it takes a little while to get the taste of it again. It's going to suck. It just does. But you'll get there, I promise. Coming from a fellow addict. John says, Amanda. Toddy says, main reason addiction is comfort zone, I guess. Yes, it does become your comfort zone. And it also becomes a way to make you feel normal because you're in a deficit. You're in a hole. So the drug or the alcohol or whatever it is brings you back up to normal. So in the addict's mind, they're not trying to get high. They're trying to maintain. And that's what fuels the addiction because it takes more and more and more to maintain. So you got to get away from it long enough for your body to recalibrate back to normal and get out of that hole that you're in. And unfortunately, it's not all physical. Some of it's psychological because depression plays a large role in addiction. And if you can lick depression, you've got it made. That's hard to do. Kendra says, hey, Amanda, I'm so tired. John says, sorry. LOL. Q says, alcohol withdrawal can kill you. Yes, it can. It's not likely to, but it certainly can. All kinds of addictions can kill you, which is all the more reason for you to stop while you're ahead. Amanda says, I hear you, Kendra. Doofus Dumb says, I'm not a man. Well, what are you doing in a place that's not for children? Amy says, he's not advocating for drunk driving. Geez, talk about out of context, right? Little Titan says, do you think the rich should be taxed more so that everyone gets the same amount of money per year? Absolutely not. No, I think the rich, for whatever reason they became rich, that's their money, and they have a right to be taxed just like everybody else, according to the tax laws. Whatever tax bracket they're in, that's what taxes they should pay. I think that the tax laws ought to be reformed so that everybody pays less taxes, but I think the rich should pay taxes just like everybody else should. If you work for the money, you got to pay something to the government. That's just the way it is. You render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. I'm not one of those people that think that the rich people that's got the money, they should spend it because they've got the money. Well, it's their money. They can do with it whatever they want to. They worked for it or however they got it. I don't want nobody telling me what to do with my money, which I don't have very much of. So if you want a super chat, there's a super chat function in the chat box. I ain't Tim Pool, you know what I'm saying? I don't live in a commune. I'd like to. Maureen says, no matter what you are dealing with, ask God's help. He always comes through. And I believe I started with that, Maureen. Start by praying. Then you read the Bible. Put your trust in God. And then get far away from the problem until you dry out. But you're absolutely right. Without God, you can do nothing at all except exist. Doofus says, eat the rich. I thought you weren't a man. Or are you saying you're a girl? Is that what you're saying? I don't know which. You're either a boy or a girl. But you're not a man. I got that part. Chip says, womb man. Nope. Sorry. There's not a man alive that has one of those. And the word is woe man. Because when God put Adam to sleep, and he took from Adam his rib, and he fashioned woman, and there she lay naked and beautiful, God took a step back and said, Adam, look at your wife. And he went, whoa, man. And so he said, that's what I'll name her. Kendra says, he is getting sober too. Mike is? Good. He is trying so hard. Don't look down on us. We have problems, but we're trying to fix them. I do not look down on you. In fact, I'm encouraging you, and I'm telling you, you've got what it takes to get there. Just trust in God. Keep reading your Bible. Show up to Bible study, and we'll work on it together. And no way am I putting you down or looking down on you. Amanda says, Kendra, good to see you, and welcome back, love. Amy Elizabeth says, eat the rich? What kind of sauce? Now you're thinking. That's a good question. Chip says, spare the rod. Spare the rod, spoil the child. That's the whole statement. Means you need your tail whipped occasionally. I concur. Rachel Floyd says, you just got really drunk and lost everything again at the casino, 𝕂𝕢𝕐. That's not good. And John says, oh, hi, Rachel. Sorry, I'm cleaning up the kitchen. And Amanda says, nobody going to look down on you, Kendra. We are all here for you. That's right. This is a family, believe it or not. We are a community, and we will be there for each other. Rachel says, tragic. And Chip says, I love it. Thank you, Chip. And thank you, Dana, for the $40 super chat. Amanda says, woohoo, Dana, thanks. And John says, thank you, Dana. And April says, Rachel, that is tragic. You're not alone, love. I understand. Apparently, gambling runs in the family. Dadgummit. April says, Dana, you are a sweetheart, love. And Kendra said, I am, and I know. And we are leaving tonight. Well, that's fantastic. April says, thanks, Dana, for the support. Absolutely, thank you. And Maureen says, alcohol and drugs are often self-medicating for something else. That's right. Like I said a minute ago, depression plays a large role in addiction. And also, it makes for a good coping mechanism for things that you can't quite deal with mentally. A lot of people have a lot of problems. There's nothing bad about being an addict. I mean, there's bad things about being an addict. There's nothing bad about you that makes you an addict. It's a thing that people do to try to get by. Everybody that's trying to survive, you know. Some people turn to self-medication to do that. That doesn't make you bad. Rachel says, thanks, April. Toddy says, Kendra, do you have camps in your city, like away from everything for a few days to try to attempt that? I hope it will help you out with your addiction. Oh, that's sweet. Danny says, 4:05, I am here. I am an early bird, LOL. You are an early bird. 4:05, jeez. That's crazy. That's crazy talk, Dana. Amy Elizabeth says, I wouldn't wish addiction on anyone. My husband died from addiction. He didn't know he ingested fentanyl, but he made a bad decision to use drugs. That is terrible, Amy, and I'm sorry to hear that. And yes, that's caught a lot of people off guard. That fentanyl ain't nothing to play with. Kind of makes you scared to do any kind of drugs. Titan says, I agree with you for that one. Loudly. Thank you. John says, there's a support group for food addiction. There's a support group for all kinds of addictions. Are you a communist? Do I look like a communist? So what? No, I'm not a communist. Communism always ends in starvation and genocide. I'm trying to survive. I'm a capitalist. By the way, if you guys hadn't checked out our brand new Facebook page, the link is in the chat. Go check it out and get to know everybody and keep up with all things Untethered Universe. Maverick says, why do we have Pride Month? I don't like it. Well, we have Pride Month because a lot of a small group of people yelled very loudly until the entire world capitulated and gave them everything they wanted. And now we have Pride Month. However, I caution you that pride goeth before the fall, and that was written 4,000 years ago. And they knew then that pride is the antithesis of survival. Chip says it's funny how trolls identify themselves with one comment. Amazing. Yep. John says, I don't look down on anyone. We're all God's children. That's right, John. Absolutely. Wrong twice. That's we are. W-E-apostrophe-R-E. You got it? Okay, good. Maverick says, LOL. Kendra says, thank you all for y'all's support. I've decided to go to rehab no matter how long it takes. I support that decision, Kendra. I actually cooked a low county boil tonight. What does that mean? Does that mean you made methamphetamines? Because if so, my address is, adult attention deficit disorder. And Rachel says, Amy, I'm so sorry for your loss. I hope you are able to find some peace. Yeah, that's a hard one. And we're here for you, Amy. We'll be your friend. April says, amen, John. And Rachel says, you got this, Kendra. Absolutely. Kendra says, communist? Dude, if you have ever heard him, he damn sure ain't. He is real. Thank you, Kendra. April says, I'm so sorry, Amy. And Amy says, isn't that what toddlers do? Scream loudly until they get what they want? Yes, and I've been saying that for years. We've let the children start running the show. You go to any college campus and you'll see what I'm talking about. They have let the children dictate the terms of what's happening around them. Where did all the adults go? And when are they going to stand up and start knocking people in the head again? Because none of this stuff would happen. Like all these riots, if the cops came out with fire hoses and started dousing people, those riots would stop. Believe that. They used to do that. They don't do it anymore. William says, okay, seeing you're talking shit about Big Mike and company, I'm going to need you to look into the camera and repeat after me. I, Jake Johnson, am not suicidal, and I love my life. I have now, nor have I ever met Hillary Clinton, and don't wish to do so. Epstein didn't kill himself. I'm still here. William. Yeah, you have no idea how right you are. Kevin Cox, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. John says, I'll pray for you, Kendra. Amanda says, hi, Kevin. John says, hiya, Kevin. Kendra says, shrimp.com. What? Shrimp, corn on the cob, potatoes, sausage cooked in Old Bay seasoning. Oh, that sounds delicious. So not methamphetamines. Okay. And Kendra says, yes, Amy, they whine and cry a lot. Amy says, I will be back in a few. I hope you're still here. Do your thing, Amanda. We got this. Somebody take over for Amanda for a few, if you don't mind. Maureen says, and now college enrollment is down, and I was just reading an article on it. Yep. Well, hopefully it'll go away. I hope colleges get abolished. I hope Trump shuts down all the colleges. Why on earth would he say something like that? Don't you believe in education? Yes, I believe in education. They're not getting an education. John says, so I agree with that. It's all about children's feelings. Problems with that. The problem with that is children have no idea how to make sense of those feelings yet. True. And that's the problem in a nutshell. We've got a bunch of adolescent people whose brains haven't fully developed yet running the show, which is why all of the nonsense and the bad English, like Juneteenth, or the obsession with pronouns. Personally, I like adverbs. April says, facts. Kendra says, thank you, and no, not meth. Just messing with you. I'm just teasing you. Bill says, good night, all. God bless everyone and the whole wide world. Amen. Thank you, Bill, and come back and see us, buddy. Bill Bennett in the house. William says, I will not shoot myself in the back of the head with my bow and arrow. Yeah, I'm not going to fall down an elevator shaft onto some bullets. It's not going to happen. Kendra says, good night, Bill Bennett. Chip Douglas says, I'm ready to go home, but it's just not my time. I have more work to do before I travel to the great beyond. Chip, that's wise thinking there, buddy. I want to go to heaven, but I don't want to go today. Good night, Bill Love, says April. Amy says, only college I like is the electoral college. I hear you. While you guys think about that, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you get notifications when I'm going to be online. Smash that like button. It's free, it's effortless, it's right in front of you, and it really does help our channel with the algorithms and helps us get recommended to other people. Won't you do that, please? Share this video with somebody you love. Better yet, share it with somebody you don't love. Bring them into the family, make them part of the fold. Be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform with me, drink my Kool-Aid. Make your own Kool-Aid as long as you're thinking critical. That's what I want, critical thought coming from that brain of yours. And hey, if you love what you hear tonight and you want to be part of this thing that we're doing, you want to help out, you can consider hitting that super chat button in the box. But if you want to be more substantial, you can go to paypal.me/jakejohnsonband, or if you're a Cash App user, you can go to $JakeJohnsonBand. Every little bit helps. It's a win-win. It's a blessing to me, but it's a blessing to you too, because God, He notices these things. Now, as always, I will do everything in my power to read all of your questions and comments and give you a satisfactory answer. That's something. All right. Kendra says, look, I don't care how many hormones you take, how long you grow your hair, or how big a set of tits you get. If you have a penis between your legs, you are a damn man. You're a man, baby. Yeah. Period. Amen, Kendra, says John, and April says, that's the truth, Kendra. Yeah. I like it. Oh, you're a man, baby. Yeah. Well, I have all of the above, so I am a man, in fact. Amy says men don't have periods. Kendra says, thank you, John and April. Maureen says, even if you have surgery, your body still has the same DNA as the day you were born, XX or XY. Amen. Yeah, you can't change what you are. You can pretend. You can wear a really convincing costume, but you can't change what you are. Juice D says PMS jokes are not okay, period. I see what you did there. That's pretty funny. I went to the doctor the other day, and the doctor told me, he said, Jake, you have got to stop masturbating. And I said, Doc, why? He said, because I'm trying to give you an examination. Kendra says, amen, Maureen. And April says, God bless us all. Thanks, Jake. Much love to you and Amanda. Thank you very much. And please, everybody, say a prayer for ones that we have need of. And some of us are in the hospital tonight. So I would greatly appreciate it if you'd say a prayer and ask for God's guidance over those who need it. And I thank you for that very much. It's personal. Amy says, don't tell Bill Gates that you can't change DNA. He's trying. Well, they've all been trying, but they're not going to succeed. What do you mean might change who he was? I don't know. I love you, April and Amanda, says Kendra. Juice D's crying, laughing. You like that joke? I thought you might. Linda Davis says, good chat tonight. Thanks, Jake. Kendra, I will keep you both in my prayers. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate it, and thank you for being here. And tell Walter, if he's already went to sleep, that thanks for being here, too. Kendra says, thank you, Linda. And John says, may God bless all of you. That's for sure, friends. Might be new here, but I will pray for the channel members 100%. Well, thank you, John. And you might be new here, but you're family now, so thank you for being here. Maureen says, I'm going to have to call it a day. Me too. I have a procedure tomorrow. God bless and heal you all. Well, Maureen, God bless you, and I hope your procedure goes stellar tomorrow. And thank you for being here. And Linda says, also keeping April's mama in my prayers. Yes, my Aunt Darlene is in pretty rough shape too, so thank you for praying for that. Chip says, Dr. Gates, LOL, right? Dr. Gates, the guy that dropped out of college to start a software firm. Amy says, bye, Maureen, my friend. And Walter Davis says, I'm unloading the hay wagons. Well, I hear you, Walter. Well, God bless you, sir. Don't work too hard tonight. April says, thanks, Linda. I appreciate that a lot. Much love. And Dana says, prayers, everybody. And Maureen says, good night, Amy. And Linda says, good night. And I love you, Jake. And I love you too, Kendra. And tell Michael that I'm pulling for him too. Linda says, Walter is in New Jersey and went back out to the barn to unload the hay wagons. I hear you. The farm life is never done. Vidya says, hey, I'm ... William says, bigger laugh, Dr. Jill. Right? That is a pretty big laugh. Welcome, Vidya. April says, I love you, Kendra, and everyone in chat. Vidya says, new viewer. Hi, Vidya. Good to see you. We're just getting ready to end this thing, but you're welcome to hang out until we do. April says, praying for us all. Curious Squirrel says, he made a computer virus and the antivirus software. Does that make him a doctor? No, but it makes him really smart because he made a lot of money fooling people into thinking they had viruses. When you make the disease and the cure, that ought to tell you something about who you are. Kendra said, he says, love y'all. Love you too, Michael. All right. I do have to get up and go to work early in the morning, so I need to get on out of here. It's 10:30. Thank you all so much for being here. God bless each and every one of you. May his grace abound in your lives, and may his light light the ways of your footsteps every which way you go. While you're out there going, be nice to somebody. That's it. Just be nice. I promise it'll change your life. Won't you do that for me, please? Now, come back and see me Friday night right here on Untethered Live for some more of this enchanting chat. on the chill stream. Thank you all for being here. Amy says, good night. Make good decisions and you'll have good consequences. Amen, sister. Chip says, R.I.P. John McAfee. Who's John McAfee? Is that the virus guy? Antivirus guy? John says, blessing, brothers and sisters. And Linda says, good night, all. God bless. And Walter says, good night, all. God bless. And thanks, Jake. Thank you guys so much. And Dana, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.